Okay, this is 3.2 after video. I literally just filmed this and I realized that I didn't click play, so I guess we're just gonna have to go through it again. But I already know I passed it. I'll just go through it again just to prove it to you guys. So basically, it's the same as last week. I picked up the first 2/3 of the class and split those up, so it's around 400 questions, and then I randomly picked 25 questions, and I'm going to test myself on those today, and I'm going to allow myself a maximum of 2 mistakes. Any more than that and fail, any less, and then good. So let's get right into it. I just want to double check a few times just to make sure it's still rolling. I'm just going to bring this up. Who is Canada's head of state? What is responsible government, and what is the bulge? Okay, well, the bulge refers to the difference in the size of Canadian and American government in the 1960s to the 1980s, which was strange because until that point, the American government had always been substantially bigger than the Canadian, but it led to a time where Canada was more focused on the right-wing values of large government. Head of state is obviously Trudeau. And then responsible government refers to a movement started in the 1800s in Canada where the government was working for the people and not working for the upper class and the elites. Perfect. Okay. Number 2. What is opportunity cost? What is marginal opportunity cost? And what's the law of demand? Well, law of demand is an increase in supply lowers the demand, decrease in supply increases the demand. The opportunity cost is what you're willing to give up for something, and the marginal opportunity cost would be what you're willing to give up for the next item of something, if that makes sense. So like if you go buy a burger, the marginal opportunity cost would be what you're willing to pay for the second burger because you're not going to be as hungry, so you're not as willing to pay for a second one. Okay, we got what is an allocation, define Pareto efficiency, and define Pareto improvement. Well, Pareto improvement would be a change in a situation with any amount of people where you can make it better for somebody without making it worse for somebody else. So me and my sister and my mom both have all have $50, and there's another situation where I can have 50, but they can both have 60. That's Pareto efficient. I mean, that's a Pareto improvement. So that means that it may not be the best situation. I'm not sure, but they're doing better than they were before, and I'm not doing any worse. Pareto efficiency would be, say, the last situation where they both have 60 now and I have 50, and there's no other possible situation to make them better off without making anyone else worse off. So then that's Pareto efficient because it's the best possible scenario. And then finally, we have an allocation. It is a description of what you're going to get for a certain task. What's an externality? Explain why externalities generate inefficiency. And define a public good. A public good is any good where it's paid for by the government and it's like a free service to the people. It would include like something like public radio or health campaigns or free vaccinations for the public. An externality is a cost or a benefit that is not initially a cost or benefit that is taken over the actual true cost by one party. Why do externalities generate inefficiency? Externalities generate market failures because when externalities are present, people take on more cost than the true cost. So if it's a positive externality, the producer takes on an added cost and the consumer pays less than they should be. And if it's a negative externality, the consumer takes on more of the cost than the producer. Yep, perfect. Just going to double check to make sure this is rolling still. Yep. Finally, we got what is the second law of demand? We have, sorry, here. What is a progressive tax? And when was federal income introduced in Canada? Well, federal income was introduced in 1917. Progressive tax is a tax that's weighted based on how much you make and not just the average someone makes in Canada. And the second law of demand is people are more responsive to price changes over time. So if you increase the price of milk tomorrow, people are probably still going to buy the milk, but over the next month, people are slowly going to be like, hey, I'll buy something else that's a nice alternative like soy milk or almond milk. Perfect. So yeah, this week went 10 times better than last week. I think it was just a matter of staying at home and doing my study sessions there as opposed to at school where there's my phone's ringing and people are bothering me and just the environment itself is just really noisy and it's hard to focus. Whereas at home, I can really take the time to buckle down and focus. So yeah, next week is going to be rough just because it's the whole year terms. But at the same time, if I do the same thing I did this week, I think it'll be good.